Ever wonder how to self-train? There is an art to learning to make art. What's been on my mind is a quote that I read recently, and that was that you can't progress as an artist without a teacher. While that was a simplistic, flat-out statement, might be true, but it left me feeling doomed because I've never been able to have one, and I don't know if I ever will. There's probably others of you out there like that. So, in consideration of this, I've always tried to study, and you can tell by my stacks of instructional books that I've set here. Those are the ones I own. That doesn't take into account all the ones I've borrowed over the years from my friends and from libraries. But there is something about a book. I have been able to read a book, understand it somewhat, but until I actually do something in that area, make an attempt with what they're talking about, I don't really understand what it is I need to know until I've tried that, and then I can read the book with more understanding. So I understand what needs to be done as a student. There has to be a lot of doing anyway, teacher or no teacher. I've used a lot of data, watching YouTube videos, which is a step up from books, I think. But lately I've been taking a break from my art to make instructional videos myself for the local TV station. I was asked to make some lessons for kids. And in doing that, I saw that it's really difficult to do a lesson without the student in front of you to understand what they're getting. It's in the same vein, it's very difficult to be a student without a teacher. There's something about that interaction, personal interaction. Another thing that I've had as a handicap is I've had to learn to critique my own work, which isn't a bad thing totally, but it's lacking. I think it's a handicap, and maybe you've had that need as well. So, am I doomed? Especially now in this time when there's restrictions on personal contact, a lot of things aren't happening amongst artists. So, for example, right now I'm trying to learn portraiture, and that's why I came up with this guy. Good old plasticine to the rescue. I just made myself it's kind of rough, I understand, but he works, and I can do it. I can get different angles, different lighting, different expressions when I change him. I have another one right here. And so then I took a piece of paper and I'm trying to learn cartooning too, so I need to learn to take one facial expression or one face and turn it in different directions, trying to get the same face from different angles. I've also been happy to have a phone that I can use to take pictures of expressions, different angles, and fill my sketchbook hopefully with these things. So I'm not without solutions. Another thing is that with the fad now for thumbnails being full of extreme expressions so as to get people's attention, those make good drawing samples, facial samples, as well as turning on a YouTube video and catching somebody mid-sentence, and you get some interesting shots that way too. So there are ways to learn on my own. But what I'm wondering is that statement true? That I can't really progress without a teacher? And what do the teachers think? Do they understand this? Do they have a comment? I'd be curious to know what you have to say about it. In the meantime, I'll keep wondering, studying, and thanks for listening.